We are off stage with the members of the Buddy Blake Band, and we are thrilled to have them here at StudioAmped, our 11th season. And we're very excited to have this group, which hails from Pensacola. And Tom, tell us a little bit about your sound, and maybe I'll ask the other members about some of the influences that you all have had. What type of sound do you all put out?
It's kind of a modern classic rock sound. We base ourselves around the songs that Blake's begins the creation of, and then we add our parts influenced by, I guess, all the records we listened to when we were kids growing up.
And Blake or Buddy, I'll throw it to you. I've noted several influences, maybe in the power pop realm like Cheap Trick, or the classic rock realm, The Who. Talk to me a little bit about how your music is informed by your experiences or your past.
Yeah, definitely Cheap Trick, The Who come to mind. A lot of the, we all listen to the progressive rock era very intently. Not that we necessarily come off that way, but it's we definitely we go with the feel that we like, that we've always liked, which is just really hard hitting. Not so much from a volume standpoint, but from an intensity standpoint. We just write from the perspective of just normal things that people do, or some different takes or different perspectives.
Now, Buddy or Bob, I might throw this question to either one of you, but is there a backstory on this band? I mean, you may go back a ways, maybe you just met. Tell me how this came about.
Well, it was a pretty long story, but I met Buddy playing at church, and I've played with Tom for how many years?
28.
Many years in several bands, and Buddy has met, what's your name? Blake? And he's known, you guys been writing together for 20 plus years.
We met in 95.
Yeah. And so
they answered an ad in the paper.
Yeah. And so they did an album, and I was playing with Buddy in another band, and I asked him, what is that about? And he goes, well, we just did this original thing. And I said, wow, I'd love to hear it. And he goes, well, I thought you'd be too busy. And I said, no, man, I'd love to do it.
Well, let me ask you, Buddy, you mentioned the writing process. So this is a collaborative process. Just sort of describe how that comes about.
We all claim to follow each other when we're writing stuff. So it's kind of a ring around the rosy, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Typically I'll bring in an idea or even a completed song, or as it relates, a couple of the songs we'll do tonight have just been in conversations. Bob is one of those people that has those malapropisms that, you'll say things you'll go, what was that? And one time, for instance, he said, man, as a slight to me, which is a normal thing, which is good. We're very slightful band to one another. We keeps it real, right? But he said, you're so great, Blake, you should just go to Hollywood, right? And so from that, I thought, so we came up with the line, you should go to Hollywood. Hollywood in Mine is one of our songs that came out of that kind of thing. So that would come, I would bring in the parts and say, I've got the main sort of center, and then Buddy, Bob, Tom, and it goes to another level that, it's really fun to be a part of. It's very collaborative and very dynamic, I'd say.
Well, let me ask you this. We are thrilled to have you on WSRE, but there probably are other ways that folks can enjoy your music. I believe you have an album and several strong singles, and maybe you also have a web presence or Facebook presence online. Maybe, Tom, can you talk about your albums or other ways that people can hear you?
Sure. We have a first album. It's available, I think, on all the places, iTunes and Amazon and everywhere you can buy music. We're in the process of finishing a second album. A lot of what we'll be playing tonight are songs for that album. Really, the easiest way is just Google Buddy Blake Band. We're easy to find that way. We have a website, buddyblake.com. Number One Music also is a place that we have a strong presence. So.
Yeah, number one music has been a one of those platforms. We threw a few songs on there and just sort of to see what would work and what wouldn't. And, just the last few weeks, which, as of this airing, we went over 200,000 views and 160,000 downloads and streams, which, I don't know. I don't know what kind of numbers most people deal with, but that is a lot for us. So we were just thinking, I don't even we know that many ever met that many people ever. So it's just quite a blessing it's been for sure.
Well, gentlemen, we are just excited about your show, and we're really happy to be able to bring our 11th season of StudioAmped on WSRE. So we hope folks will tune in and enjoy the Buddy Blake Band.